Okay. Are we here? Everything's good. Okay. Hey, what's up, it's Dick and Mel. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry that I'm like 3 minutes late. We're gonna watch this Michael Vaughn interview with the parents in a little bit, in a couple minutes. The 31-minute interview that was released by KTVB. And we'll just do a mini quick recap. We've covered the story multiple times. Let me fix myself. And then also, before we get started, just some of the things that like I was trying to work on. I actually initially had planned a new story, a new missing person story that I wanted to share with you guys. And there was an issue with the video. And Jesus Christ. I want to show you the person's name. It's like I think it was like a 14-year-old. Let me see. Aunisty Elliott. I'm going to play a quick little video too. But I'm going to put out a PSA. If somebody knows where this full press conference is, if you know, let me know. It's a 14-year-old girl. I'm going to play the little clip right here. Let me just show you the... This is the press conference, right? You can't hear nothing. Audio's jacked up. This person, Leslie, she reached out to me and she was like, if I could cover the story, and she sent me her video clip that she live streamed, but the audio is no good. Now, it looks like there's multiple media out there, but I can't find this thing anywhere else. All right. And I don't understand why the media is out there and they're putting 1 minute, 2 minute clips, 3 minute clips, and just completely cutting out the mother's plea and like whoever else spoke here's plea on behalf of this little girl. It makes no damn sense to me. So it's frustrating. I tried editing it. I tried fixing the audio. Nothing. All right. So, and this is the mother. Well, not the mother. Somebody copied the mother's post, I think. Please help the Elliott family bring their daughter home. Please share this post. Dear neighbors, I'm Raquel, the mother of Aunisty. That's how you say it. Our family, close friends, neighbors, and local elected officials will be there to maximize our efforts and bring my daughter home. Please help. This is my cell phone number. A 14-year-old has gone missing in Crown Heights, according to police. Aunisty Elliott was last seen leaving her home on Prospect Place near Clausen Avenue around 10:53 a.m. on Wednesday. She stands approximately 5 feet 5 inches in height and brown eyes, dark colored hair with purple highlights. She wears glasses. Police said Elliott was last seen wearing blue jeans and a black t-shirt. The t-shirt has the words "The Fresh Senior." And I downloaded some pictures that apparently have disappeared. Oh, here it is. It's there. Just doing a quick little plug-in while we let people come in. And if you guys could hit like, please, I'd appreciate it. I couldn't get this pressure, unfortunately. That's her face right there. I'm going to play the news clip too. This is the shirt she was last seen wearing. Let's see. Okay. That's the shirt right there. And I'm going to play yeah, she's still missing. I'm going to play the news clip too. Just a little brief clip.
It's been 7 days. She's never leaves my side.
Raquel Elliott seems broken over the disappearance of her oldest child.
My daughter's missing. Please.
There's a poster with Aunisty Elliott's photo on the family's front door on Prospect Place.
If you see her, you can give me a call, okay?
All right.
I'm her mommy.
The 14-year-old is supposed to attend orientation for high school next week.
Her true dream is to be a knee surgeon, and she's been thinking about that and dreaming about it since she's 5.
Aunisty's mother said the girl was babysitting her younger brother and sister last Wednesday while she was at work when the teen vanished.
And I wonder how old the kids were. Did they witness anything? Did she just walk out? They also mentioned something weird about her computer. Something about they were very vague with it. But check
We
it out.
spoke to the next door neighbor.
We were here on Wednesday, but we didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
The worried mother showed us her daughter's sketchbook,
This is her self-portrait of her.
and the mom is holding on tight to her daughter's dearest possessions.
This is her favorite doll. Aunie's had it since she's 5.
The mother said her daughter wasn't acting out recently and didn't have any problems with bullies, but she says there was an incident involving the teen's computer 2 days before she disappeared.
When I walked in the room, I know it was late, and I said, hand me the computer.
The anguished mom, who works for the United Federation of Teachers, is now getting support from her friends and the education community.
We are coming together as a community, and we will not stop until we bring honesty home.
The mother sent a message to her daughter in case the teen can't get access to a computer or phone.
You fight till I come for you, my darling, because I'm going to keep looking for you, baby. And we all are, every day, every night. Because I love you, baby.
Very painful to hear that mom's story. The mother told us Aunisty is a fantastic debater, dating back to when she was 9 years old. She can debate anyone, the mom said, and even paid a visit to Harvard University. The girl's disappearance now has the attention of City Council member Crystal Hudson.
And we will not stop until we are coming to
Teachers is now getting support from her friends and the education community.
We are coming together as a community, and we will not stop until.
All right, so I just wanted to put that out there. If somebody finds the full press conference, hit me up, email me, Facebook me, whatever, because that'd be nice to watch and try to help spread this story. She's still missing, last I checked. The other thing, too, before we get started, I had a couple people tell me about this trial that's going on right now. You guys tell me what you think. Alexa texted me, and then somebody else on Facebook had told me about this. It said they're streaming the trial for Yasser Saeed, the guy who killed his 2 daughters and what is believed to be an honor killing. WFAA is currently streaming it and just thought you might be interested. Send the link. And somebody else had given me a little bit more information and said that supposedly, I think the girls were dating like American guys, and I guess the father didn't like that. He wanted to keep them within whatever, I guess the culture or whatever they call it. Whatever they call it these days. And let me see here. It would be interesting if I could find a little quick clip on that too, and then we'll get started. And thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I hope you guys are doing well. Everything's good. This video we're gonna watch from Vaughan too. This is from a couple days, like 7 days ago. So most people have probably seen it. I haven't seen it yet. And since I couldn't do the presser, I decided let me just come in anyway to chill with you guys and we can watch this thing together. Yeah, Yasser Saeed. Let's take a quick look at one of the clips. Yasser Saeed. So the trial just started, I guess? I don't know. Is that something you guys would be interested in watching? I wonder how long it's predicted. I'll have people look into it to find out how long. I think I remember this shit.
A jury convicted the brother of one of the FBI's most wanted fugitives for keeping him hidden since 2008. Good evening, I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Yasser Saeed hid his brother Yasser Saeed in a Bedford apartment and then later in a home in Justin. Yasser was wanted for murdering his daughters in 2008. Yasser's son Islam has already pleaded guilty for keeping him hidden. Fox 4's Lynette Nguyen has the latest tonight. Lynette.
Steve and Heather, even with today's guilty verdict, this long saga is not over for those who loved Amina and Sarah. Yasser Saeed is still going through the justice system, but those who knew the girls say they are one step closer to closing this chapter and moving toward healing.
Whether in this life, maybe in the next, everyone is gonna have justice for what they did. They're gonna pay for what they did.
Ruth Trotter didn't think she'd ever see this day, as those who helped hide Yasser Saeed since 2008 are found guilty, and Yasser himself sits behind bars awaiting his day in court.
Just an overwhelming sense of flashbacks of Amina and Sarah. And all these years that we...
It sounds familiar. I don't know if I've covered this. I feel like I have mentioned this before or something through one of the live streams. I feel like we talked about this.
Been waiting for this. You know, I don't even know if I can put it into words. It was just like a tsunami of emotions. It still is.
Trotter's son, Joseph, was dating Amina Saeed at the time of her murder.
It's been trying for us all these years, and for him especially. We have good days and bad days. To say that we're ever going to recover from this, he was a teenager when this happened, and you know, it's going to be with him forever.
Investigators say Yasser took his daughters for a ride in his taxi cab on New Year's Day in 2008 and shot them. Authorities said Yasser was angry with the girls for dating non-Muslims. In 2017, the FBI nearly captured Yasser at an apartment in Bedford. By 2020, Yasser had been on the run for 12 years when the FBI finally tracked him to a home in Justin. He was arrested at that home. His son Islam and his brother Yassine were arrested in Euless. Last month, Islam pleaded guilty to hiding his father over the years. And in federal court Thursday, a jury convicted Yasser's brother. They deliberated for 4 hours.
I'm just kind of wanting all of this to hurry up and be over, honestly. You know, so that I can have, again, starting some kind of a new journey, a new path of resolve.
With one more possible trial left, Trotter plans to be there when Yasser finally sees his day in court.
Amina and Sarah, this was not their choice. They were human beings. They were amazing, beautiful girls.
And both Yassine and Islam Saeed.
They are streaming the trial. Today is day 2. And so day 1 looks like it was almost 8 hours. And day 2 is happening now. You guys let me know in the chat. I mean, I don't know that we're going to watch everything. I'm going to look up how long. I'm going to try to find out eventually how long the trial will be. But we can look at like opening statements, and we can skip through some of the witness testimony on a different stream, a separate dedicated stream to it. So you guys let me know if you're kind of interested in that. Okay. So Michael Vaughn, just trying to get back into the swing of things. So the last time Michael, also known as Monkey, was seen was between 6:40 and 7 p.m., which I think that's the new time that they updated in the presser. On July 27, 2021, police are still looking for answers on what exactly happened to the child who vanished from the neighborhood last July. And there's like a lot of, apparently, I guess, drama online between whatever communities. And I'm not involved, and nor do I care really about the drama stuff. This was one of the updates. So this was from 2 weeks ago. And this was, let me see if I can open it up here. Okay, investigators continue an effort to identify a man seen walking through the splash pad area of Crestview Park leading up to the time of Michael's disappearance. This man is described as a white male, adult, late 20s and early 30s. The man is described as a white male. I just read that, didn't I? He was seen wearing black shorts, white t-shirt, cut off sleeves, dark colored shoes, and hat. It's important to know that he is not a suspect or a person of interest, but police need to speak with him to determine his whereabouts if he witnessed anything that would be helpful to the investigation. He probably is, but they want him to come in. Let's see what else. Okay. So that was one of the things they released, I think, recently, was a picture of this guy. And by the way, for people that don't know, that are new to the story, I think the whole thing was that the father was changing the baby's diaper and Michael just disappeared. And then they were saying too that supposedly he had walked over to a neighbor, but the kids weren't there. The neighbor's kids weren't there. And so they turned Michael away. That was some alleged, I don't know if that's confirmed. They turn him away and he disappears. And that's it. Let's check this out. Yes, please. Opening from both sides. Yeah, I think that'll be interesting, right? We could at least watch the opening and maybe determine from there if we want to keep watching, right? Yeah. I already got enough drama in my life. I don't need to be following this YouTube shit.
So, we just got off the press conference. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about how it went and what type of information that they released, and how the investigation is going in your perspective?
I know there's a lot of stuff that they're working on.
He's talking. Oh shit.
That is new stuff that made me very hopeful that I'm not going to go into. But we both know that they're working tirelessly. So I always feel good when coming out of there.
Amy says no one saw Michael. There was that neighbor story going around, but I don't know where they got that from.
They work very hard.
And when you say hopeful, can you kind of explain what that means to you with these new leads, but what they're looking into?
We both tried to stay hopeful through the whole thing, but the things that are working on make me hopeful that we'll have answers eventually, and he'll come home.
He's coming home, and they're not going to give up.
You get in the chair.
So with
Grandpa?
With the update that Huff gave when he said that they're looking in the area again,
small one, right?
do you know kind of if they're looking at people that you guys know, or is it really just general, or is there anything you can speak to on that, or that?
We don't really know anything other than
there's nothing that we can speak on that matter, and they're looking into every lead and persons of interest. We don't know those, and what I can say is that they're doing everything they possibly can to find.
So they're saying there's information they can't say, but I guess they're hopeful, whatever that is that makes them feel like that.
Michael, so
is it
that jar? Oh my god.
So Huff said, well,
that's kind of crazy. I didn't notice that.
The family hasn't been cleared, but they've been cooperative. I mean, do you have any comment on that? Like, some people speculate that, because the family hasn't been cleared, that they're guilty or they're this. But I mean, what do you guys take away from that? Because obviously it can be hard to clear somebody, just because everything is so outstanding. I kind of wondering, Tyler, what do you think about that?
I think they're doing everything they can to find Michael, and like you said, it's extremely hard to be 100% on anybody. So we're just taking it as it goes, and I'm sure eventually we'll get there.
Have you guys been told otherwise? Because I know there's been rumors circulating around just online and even just around the community. Have you guys been told otherwise about being cleared?
We are working with law enforcement 100%.
So he just asked them, like, are you guys cleared? Like, or have you been cleared or whatever? Like, we're working with law enforcement. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you could hit like, please, I'd appreciate it. I wanted to read somebody's comment, but I just lost it. Damn it. No. I'll see if I can find it again.
And I will say that they are a very, very big part of our lives continuously. And we will continue to work with them 110%. So when everything is cleared, or
when they're ready to take that step, we'll be grateful, but we know it takes time.
And just with information that's been released in the past year, I mean, it was pretty consecutive in the first early months. Started to slow down a little bit just from police, and now it's been a while. This was the first press conference we've had since November, which I guess kind of contributes to just speculation around the community. With the lack of information that's been released from police in the past 6 months, which has led to this speculation, do you think law enforcement should release more information, or just to combat those people that are coming up with these theories?
Most of the theories, I think, are completely not grounded in reality for the most part.
So y'all making up a bunch of shit. Y'all thirsty and desperate for views. No, I just.
And I wouldn't want them to release anything that jeopardized the case. I mean, the person that has Michael could be watching, and I mean, it's. I wouldn't want them to put anything out that they shouldn't.
I believe they've done an amazing job, and they continue to do an amazing job, and they're not, they know the facts, they know the truth, they have the truth, and the things they are working on is very important, because Michael is our son, and they want him home just as much as we do. So for them to do what they're trying to do in their jobs is highly important, and I respect that. Yes, it is frustrating at times, but
Back in December, you told me that you believe Michael was taken. Do you still feel that same way today? And has there been new developments or anything that's made you even feel more strongly about that?
Yes, sir. Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. And we're going to find him. And whoever decided that they could take Michael, they need or has information, they need to come forward. It's been almost a year. It has been 351 days.
Do you feel strongly one way or the other if it was a stranger or somebody that knew him at all? Do you feel any which way about that, or do you just not know?
Don't know.
Don't know.
We definitely feel that he was taken. I mean, there's been, well, Tristan's been here from the beginning. There was thousands of people here. He's not here. So he must be somewhere else.
Tyler, can you walk us through just that night? I know you were home with the kids. Can you just walk us through everything that happened last July?
Went back to change bug. Michael was playing on his Switch. She was sleeping, so it took a minute for me to rouse her. And then I changed a diaper and ordered pizza. Probably took me, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. And came back out and went outside to smoke, and Monkey wasn't outside, so
I want to hear that again. Mel Shaw, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And if you guys could hit like, please just hit like. Helps out the stream. Thank you.
July. Just through everything that happened last July.
went back to change bug. Michael was playing on his Switch. She was sleeping, so it took a minute for me to rouse her, and then I changed a diaper and
So when he says rouse her, is he trying to say he woke her up to change the diaper? Rouse her is like to alert, right?
ordered pizza.
Why wake up the baby?
Probably took me
Change the diaper.
So it took
Maybe
a minute for
misunderstanding that.
me to rouse her, and then I changed a diaper and ordered pizza. Probably took me, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, and came back out and went outside to smoke, and Monkey wasn't outside, so I figured he was inside with his brother, wasn't inside, and then I started to freak out, and it's all kind of a blur from there, just running all over the neighborhood and
all kind of a blur. Huh?
Freak out, and he wasn't outside, and came back out, and me changed a diaper and ordered pizza. Probably took me, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, and came back out and went outside to smoke, and Monkey wasn't outside, so I figured he was inside with his brother, wasn't inside, and then I started to freak out, and it's all kind of a blur.
I don't know. I remember diaper changing days. I'm not trying to wake up my daughter when I'm changing a diaper. I hope she stays asleep. And you can change the baby, when they're sleeping. I would try to keep the baby asleep. Get a couple more minutes, 30 minutes, while changing the diaper.
From there, just running all over the neighborhood and
you got the baby any moment they're sleeping. It's amazing.
Tickle.
Hi, Tickles.
Did you,
What time was that?
I ordered the pizza at 6:40.
6:40. And so there's the new time frame is what? What was it? It said 6:40 and 7 p.m. was seen between 6:40 and 7 p.m. 20-minute window.
I ordered the pizza at 6:40. I really couldn't tell you any other timestamp besides that with 100% certainty. And I don't even know if that's when I entered the order or when I finished the order or what. The receipt said 6:40.
and were you in the house when you ordered, or were you outside?
No, I was in the back bedroom with Bug.
Layla, I can't lie. I thought about that a little bit. But I'm trying to be, positive, open-minded, all that good stuff. But I thought about that. What Layla said in the chat. True Crime with Eve, thank you so much for becoming a member. You guys can, she has a channel too on YouTube. You can check out her channel. And my friend TLC had said too that she's been covering Harmony and Michael, I think. And she's on Discord. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Following, when you realized that you didn't know where Michael was, what did you do then? Did you knock on neighbors' doors?
I came outside and I looked down the street and I hopped in the car and called Brandy and drove to the splash pad and then all over the neighborhood, walking, running, driving. Like I couldn't tell you where. I didn't leave the neighborhood, but all up and down this 8th Street complex, we were both all over.
Some of the people that like to speculate are wondering, well, you know, why did you call Brandy? Why didn't you just call the police first? I mean, what was your thought going into that? I mean, obviously it probably wasn't rational because you were anxious. But I mean, can you just explain a little bit about your process in that way?
I was scared, and she was the first person I thought to call. I needed her home as fast as I could because I was panicked and out of my mind.
Just going off of that question, I just think, I'm sure you guys see a lot of the stuff online as well. I mean, last person to see is people speculate about that. What would you say just to people to help clear your name a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, anybody that's looked into the timeline, I feel like, there was no time for me to do anything. Not to mention, I didn't leave the neighborhood besides in a cop car for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, there was thousands of people everywhere. I mean, there's nothing that I could have done. I mean, I don't know how some people don't see that, but.
Talk to me about your relationship with Michael.
Yeah.
What was he like to you?
Is.
Yeah.
Sir, is.
What is he like to you?
He's my best little buddy. We do, comic books, monster trucks. He's the sweetest little boy in the world. He was always trying to help.
Oh.
He's perfect with his sister. They have an amazing relationship.
Both his sisters.
Both his sisters. He's a wonderful, wonderful little boy, and he doesn't deserve this.
What do you tell Buggy after it's been this long? I mean, how do you explain to such a small child, like, what's going on? And I know that's really hard to answer, but, I mean, how do you tell her?
We can't say when our older two go to their dads that they're bye-bye right now, because that's the only thing that I could figure. I for 2 months I didn't know what to tell her, and she had just really started talking at that point, and so I don't say bye-bye because Monkey is just bye-bye right now, and he's coming home. He'll be home. He's just bye-bye right now. So.
Does she ask where he is?
Pick up his pictures and give him kisses. Set him up in front of the coffee table and watch TV with him.
And she pulls out his Batman cape and
she misses him.
She seems like a very headstrong little girl.
Oh yeah.
I wonder where she gets that from.
I don't know where she gets that from.
Looking back, as we approach the 1 year mark, what do you, besides finding Michael, bringing him home, what would you like to see law enforcement? What would you like to see the community? What would you like to see the world continue to do?
Keep his face out there. Don't let the story go away.
Bring him home.
Bring him home. hope that, you know, somebody finally sees one of these, or somebody finally gets the courage to come forward and give that tip that leads us to him, or maybe the person that has him, you know, drop him off at a hospital or a police station, or you know, whatever. Just let him come back home.
You mentioned hope. What does hope look like right now?
The strength with law enforcement and our community members and our family. All of us standing strong, that none of us are going to stop. Not a single one of us will stop. Michael is going to come home, and we're going to do the best we can to help others as well.
Does it feel like it's been a year?
It was a very quick year and long year at the same time. Like, time is a weird thing.
It can't be a year. It can't be.
How do you go through every day without him being found? I mean, it's been a year. What does your day-to-day look like? I mean, you just...
Every day is a struggle. That's kind of how we do it, is day to day. I don't want to get out of bed every day. But we do it, and we try to keep our stuff together.
Try.
And just get through every day. Hoping every day gets us closer to being whole again.
I'm not sure how familiar you were with law enforcement and just how this whole system works before. Do you guys read, study other missing children's cases? And do you compare Michael's to other missing children's cases? Do you see timelines? And is there anything you've learned or obtained just in this last year that's kept you going? Or is there any cases that are similar to Michael's that you've seen success from?
Yes, I have. You know, it's very hard, right?
I stay off of the social media.
There have been a lot of cases that have brought hope, and I continue to share those. And
Oh, he's taking over this interview now, huh?
Well, you're going to be a reporter.
Bugs. I want to help wherever I can. And our whole family does.
We got the Monkeys Law out there, and there's at least one more big one that other states have that Idaho does not, that I would like to see implemented here, that I think would have been a huge tool at the beginning of this.
So when you say big one, like an alert is what you're referring to?
Not an alert.
Hi, Dad! Hi, Mom!
I don't even know how much I can go into it, but there's... It has to do with warrants. Like in some other states, they wouldn't have had to do the warrants. They would have just gotten the information they needed.
Procedures for law enforcement to be able to utilize the tools that they needed. their discretion instead of waiting, having to write up a warrant and
wait 6 months
for a judge and
a handful of information when there's 20, 30, 40 handfuls of information that they need, but they can only get so much at a time, and they have to wait for the warrants to come through for all that. And so
this process has been pretty long for you guys.
Yes, and there's a law that could be changed that would have made that part of it a lot shorter.
You mentioned this back in December when we spoke, talking about who do you turn to in times like this? What kind of support groups are out there? Nobody knows what you guys are going through besides you guys. You mentioned it doesn't get easier. Some days you just want to stay in bed all day. Have you guys found more support just in this past 6 months since we last spoke?
Brandy's been pretty heavily in counseling since the beginning. I'm in a peer group through the John Walsh Foundation.
I help them to hope. Foundation.
So I speak with another lady every week about, and she's been through a very similar situation. So it's that's helped me.
We've
I
also
tried to,
with a few other foundations.
Yeah.
They've been very helpful. Kane and Melissa.
The Karen Harmon Foundation has been extremely helpful.
I mean, not maybe necessarily the same situation, but can you sit down?
Piggybacking off, the hope that you two have, where does that come from? Like, where is it information? Is it, faith or beliefs or just a gut feeling? I mean, where does hope come from within you?
We just know we can't give up, and so we have to have hope. And as hard as that is sometimes to hold, we have each other, we have family, and we maintain that hope that he's coming home.
Are you back?
Yeah, no, he didn't like it.
On my last question, at the press conference today, Chief Huff said that there have been some people that are uncooperative. When you heard that, was that new information to you? Is that something that you guys have heard before? What kind of feeling did you get?
Excuse me.
Sorry. Sorry. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably like, why are these cameras on here?
Yeah, but that's...
Or they know, and...
What is that like? You guys have to kind of keep a close eye on a lot of stuff.
Everything.
Yeah. I mean, just...
We've only had one bad scenario, but we do have to deal with stuff like that on
law
almost
enforcement
the
was
daily.
right here in a minute, so less than a minute.
Was it just someone harassing you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a private press conference when we did it inside the City Hall. Somebody followed us home from that press conference, and it turned into a...
Not a great scenario. So.
But yeah, back to my other question.
Sorry.
Just, you said that some people have been uncooperative. What kind of feeling did you guys get? What's going through your mind?
Why would you not cooperate? Why? Like,
what are they talking about? Who's not cooperating?
It's been almost a year, and you have watched us walk every inch of this town every day. We work locally. Why you see us every day. You see our family. You see our children that are heartbroken. All of us are heartbroken. Why wouldn't you be?
It's a missing child. Why wouldn't you?
And are these people that law enforcement has made you aware of, or is it just they've kept it kind of under wraps, like specific people?
That's to their discretion.
Somebody asked me what I thought about the audio, where I guess she was like yelling at her kids or something. Or I've seen people do that. Like I said, I wouldn't do it myself. I've gotten upset with my daughter in the past. I don't think it's productive. The thing that I thought was kind of like, she was like, I think she said something about strangling one of the kids or something like that. But I don't know. Like I don't, it's not proof that she had something to do with whatever happened. But yeah, I heard it the last stream. I think it was the last press conference we listened to it.
That I guess there's part of you that's like, I want to know every part of this case. I want to know every piece of information. But also law enforcement not giving you every single piece of information. Does that give you a good sense that they're doing what they know is right?
Yes.
I personally have kind of left everything up to them. I'll report stuff that comes to me.
I think I listened. I don't know if we listened to one or two of them. I think I listened to one. I don't remember. But I know there's people that have kids, like a lot of kids. I only have one daughter, so I can't imagine, but it's not an indication she killed the baby, I don't know.
Of course, when it should have gone there in the first place. But I would say at the beginning of it, we were both very we want to know everything. And then
what?
There was and there were certain things that that happened that changed my mind really fast about wanting to know everything. There's some not very nice people in this world, and we have learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
We're almost at the end of this interview, and then I'm going to bring on Eve to talk a little bit about the case. She's been following it, and she sent me some audio stuff too, and we can plug in the channel.
You want to go inside?
We appreciate the time. Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to say?
We'll climb in a second, okay?
Before we wrap up?
Please.
Kind of interesting with the kid there.
Papa will help you climb.
Papa climb.
The attention is immediately diverted. Yeah, is there anything you guys just want to say before we go?
We appreciate the police department and all the agencies involved for keeping doing what they're doing. We appreciate Tristan. He's been very good about keeping the story out there, and we want our baby home.
Please. If somebody knows something, please use your strength, use your courage. Please come forward. Michael deserves to be home with us and our family. His baby sister needs him. His big sister, his big brother, all of us, we all need him.
You climbing in the tree?
He needs to come home and climb trees with his big little sister. So, please, if please, We are begging as a family, as a whole, as a community, as the world, we're begging, please have your strength and courage to give us something to bring Michael home. And Monkey, we love you. And we miss you.
No. Yep.
If
we were to get into Michael's head a little bit, would he have known if he was taken? Would he have known that he shouldn't be going with these people? And would he try to contact these people?
You're gonna go play with the whistle in the backyard.
He knows where he lives.
Okay.
He knows what city, what state he lives in. And he knows that
You're gonna play with the whistle in the backyard.
Mommy's name. Mommy's real.
Yeah. Okay.
Go with Papa and play with the whistle in the backyard.
We were working on phone numbers
Papa, play with the whistle.
and the address, but he does know where he's supposed to be.
Do you think he would have
Go play with Papa.
screamed out or yelled out, or if there was someone he didn't know, or that sort of thing?
I believe he would have.
Holy cow.
What have they done?
Yeah, the police officers are amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate this.
Okay. I wonder why. Let me send the link to Eve. I wonder why Brandy's the one that's been doing all the press conferences on her own, like talking. He's been there, but he hasn't really spoken at all, really. And this is the first like public media thing where this guy's talking. Why? Especially if he was the one that was watching Michael. Why not say anything all this time? Let me play this audio that Eve had sent. I just sent her the link to StreamYard. So she's going to be talking. You'll be able to hear her. And let me just put her channel up here. We can put in the channel in the put it in the description and in the chat. But let me play this here in the meantime. And this audio is about the polygraphs, I guess. Chris McDonough recording about polys.
That was the only question that he did not pass.
Okay, so was it a polygraph or a CVSA?
I have no idea what that means.
Okay, well, computer voice stress analysis. So what they do is they put a microphone up here, and in a polygraph they wrap things, take your blood pressure. You see, this is one of the reasons why he's also gun shy.
I'll have to ask him. Yeah, no, the first time,
yeah.
Because the first FBI agent that was on Michael's.
I'd like to hear more of that.
So that was the only question that he did not pass.
So which question did he not pass? I'm going to ask her when she comes on. And, well, I don't know. I don't think we need to play this, but people are wondering what the audio was with the kid and whatever yelling. Let me see, is this it?
Looking. Well, that makes sense because no, they never told me about Weezer, and they did say a psychic was the only reason they went out to Weezer. Right.
Well, I don't know what this is actually.
So any psychic that's sending him in, get your goddamn ass before I whoop you. Get your goddamn ass! How many fucking times do you have to be told? Swear to God, I'm gonna strangle. Take your
Mel. Hey.
Hey, chat.
Welcome.
Okay? Leave me
Let me see
be.
if I can switch this. You won't be able to hear the audio. It's almost done, though. I'm playing for them the audio with Brandy and the...
Okay. Yeah, she has.
Hi, Bobby!
Hi, Bubby. Hi, Bubby! Hi, Buggy. Do you hear my puppy?
Okay. All right, so let me bring you on the screen. I know you're not Wait, what the hell did I do? The StreamYard shit. Right screen. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, welcome True Crime with Eve. People can go check you out on YouTube. I'll put your channel in the description. I mean, what are your thoughts of this interview? You've been covering the case in depth, I believe. And can you tell us about the polys too? What's up with that?
Hey, everybody. Yeah. So I kind of joined in, I would say around January, on the Twitter side. So Brandy was sharing a lot of information about Monkey's case on Twitter, like, you know, the posters and things. But there was a group of people, they're called the Twitter weasels.
What is that?
I like weasels, so I think they're cute.
Okay.
So, but anyway, they were asking questions to kind of help Brandy with some information as to what happened that day, because obviously police aren't saying much. And everybody I guess, thought that she was either cleared or not a suspect or a person of interest. So no one really saw it from a point of maybe they're under investigation too. So anyway, people were asking questions, and over time, the timelines kept changing, details kept changing. And so she had friends in the background in chat, talking on the phone and stuff, basically trying to piece together her own timeline and Tyler's timeline. And these things were actually being helped to do interviews and to just kind of get her story straight and Tyler's story straight, because either they didn't remember or they just didn't know and needed someone to help them. So those girls, actually, two of them, started recording things when they even thought, this isn't right. Like, there's something going wrong. And in February, when Tyler got his Miranda rights read, that's when it really amped up. The recordings started becoming more frequent. And now you see what we have with the recordings being released to kind of show people that it's not what you think it is, you know?
We're talking about like the recording with the baby in the background? Or
yeah, things like that. The timeline changing.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what happened with the poly? She said herself that he had failed some polys, two of them?
Yeah. So Chris Medina from the interview room interviewed her in February. Now, Chris had already talked to the detective at Fruitland PD to kind of give the rundown and what to talk about. And it came to light that, you know, Brandy explained to him in the pre-interview that he had failed his polygraph the first time. He got really, really angry, lifted the table, right? Was mad. It's like, I'll take it again. And then later on, he had taken another polygraph, and they told her that he'll never have to take another one again. So she wasn't very straightforward about him failing, but she told the girls he definitely failed both.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
so,
go ahead.
Sorry. So Chris was like, well, we just need to avoid all of that because it's going to create a lot of speculation and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it was already out because the girls who were helping her with her own timeline, when she wasn't even there that day, by the way, she was at work. It bit her in the butt later because we know the truth. So,
let me ask you something too, because like one of the last times I was covering this, somebody had called in and they were talking about like this story about that Michael had gone over to a neighbor. Like, have you heard about that? Is this even confirmed? Like, who put that story out? Because I heard it was Brandy, but you know, police never said anything about it.
Yeah, it's actually on the news from July 29th. I have you can either look it up yourself or use one of my videos. It doesn't matter. Okay. But she actually came out publicly. And this is the one, if you're coming out of Brandy's and Tyler's house, it's the one to the right on the corner where it goes into the fields right next to it. She had stated that he was there the night before. Oh. So, and then she gave a speech on behalf of Bob, the grandfather who owns the house that Brandy and Tyler and all the kids live in. that, we're very grateful for all of the help and the searches and things like that. So that kind of told me they must be really close for her to speak on his behalf. And then you see her actually going in and out of the garage there in the interview you just played. So it seems to me like they're close enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, but she did her own little interview July 29th, 2 days after he went missing, but she never went public after that. So
you have it on your channel?
I do. You want me to send a link?
Yeah.
It's probably easier.
Yeah, when you have a moment, if you can send a link, that'd be interesting to see. Okay, so that wasn't in use. It's good to know because somebody was saying it was concocted or made up, but I didn't know, so I figured we could try to clear it up.
Yeah, I sent you the link.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, amazing. It's a short video, too. All right, I'm going to play it. You won't be able to hear the audio. I don't know what it is when I'm on Stream Labs and then StreamYard at the same time. For some reason, the guests can't hear the audio. So just bear with me, but I'm going to show it to everybody.
And dogs are still searching the rest of the area.
He's an amazing little boy. Your typical little 5-year-old, very curious, inquisitive.
I've never seen this.
Newman is a neighbor of the family and has been speaking publicly on their behalf. She says the family is beyond thankful for the community's support and the efforts to find their son.
Just fun-loving little dude.
Jen Smith Newman just saw Michael on Monday night. She lives next door to the family. She says Michael's grandfather asked her to share this statement.
He wants the community of Fruitland to know that they are so very grateful for everybody coming out, lining these streets, these fields, looking for Monkey. The show of this community has been so amazing. There's just so much gratitude and thankfulness from the family that they wanted it to be known.
All this as the family is still waiting, hoping for answers as to what happened to their little boy.
The community, have you guys been told otherwise about being cleared?
We are working with law enforcement.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the lady you're talking about. I guess that's the neighbor, yeah. Damn, so she was right there.
Yep, I really watch these things like 100 times.
That's what I feel like, because sometimes too when I'm live streaming and watching it for the first time, I miss things because I'm like looking at the chat and like micromanaging things. And then you really kind of have to go back and watch.
Same. But I noticed that she had gone in and then out, and I'm like, wait, she could watch the little one while Bob goes and sits his happy butt down and, says something about his grandson. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you going in and out of the house? Are y'all trying to listen in? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and what did you think about, the kid? I saw you said in the chat you don't think the kid should have been there. I guess it was kind of distracting, maybe. I get it, but like it looked like Grandpa could have handled it.
Yeah, and then she comes out crying. That doesn't look good.
Right.
Running away from Grandpa. I just think that if, your son's missing and you saw her looking at some suspicious vehicle coming down the road, I guess it's not that important to keep your child away and in the house just to get through this interview, because this is about a missing child or a missing son. But that's me.
I also wondered too, maybe it was kind of like, maybe it just looks good for them, seeing the kid around and hugging and all that stuff. Maybe it was, kind of like I don't know, to show the public they're family oriented or something like that.
Yeah. Well, the questions that they asked them were actually kind of pushed by the Twitter weasels in retaliation. So this PR manager type who does it for free, she has been battling the Twitter weasels, if you will. It's been a big drama, and I'm not going to get into that, but basically all of the questions at the JD Huff presser on the 22nd, all of the questions were about speculation, clearing the parents, web sleuthing, and how it's hurt the case. That's all they cared about, when they could have asked, okay, what about the walking man that you're going to release photos of? What about, what time was it? What day? What road? what about the Honda Pilot and things like that? But it was all about speculation and drama and trying to get them cleared. And it really backfired because now everyone's like, that was a wasted opportunity from local, media.
Right.
And it makes you wonder what's going on in that small little town of 5,000 people where everyone's either afraid to speak out or they misconstrue it to make them cleared when they obviously have not been cleared by law enforcement. It's very interesting.
So they haven't been clear, right? Because, I don't know. It just seems they couldn't say yes, but they're just saying we're working with them. We've been fully 100% cooperating.
Yeah, so JD have stated that everything is on the table, which is ironically what the San Antonio chief of police said about Lena Kill. Like exactly verbatim. And there's no timeline leading up to their disappearance, but I digress. It's basically they have not been cleared, but they're being extremely cooperative. You can be cooperative and hold something back that they don't know about or that they can't prove you're lying about.
Right.
It can be coexisting, I guess. So that doesn't really mean or hold a lot of weight to me. But.
And so the thing with the Honda, it's 2016 to 2018 white Honda Pilot. They're still trying to find this vehicle, but they didn't say why. It's just for information. And then the picture too with this guy.
Yeah. So the thing about the Honda Pilot is they believe that they know who it belongs to. They just can't solidify the driver. And I'm just going to tell you this, and this is not from law enforcement. I believe that the couple who own this Honda Pilot are older, okay, and they just simply couldn't remember that day what they took to church. They went to church because they have the Honda coming in at 6. I hope I don't get this wrong, but somewhere around 6. They come back into the neighborhood at 6, or out of the neighborhood, at 6:47. And then they see it coming back into the neighborhood at 8 something, 8:12. So it's really just, they just want to concrete who drove this to clear it, Okay.
And then let me ask you just a final thought, and I appreciate you coming on. What are your thoughts? Because I haven't went back to Lena Kill. I've had a couple people tell me in the chat, like, yo, you should check it out. Have you been following it? Like, has there been any new updates? It's still just nothing?
Nothing. So I called San Antonio PD yesterday. I did a live on Lena. I was like, can you give me anything that I could tell my audience? Because I'm a ground searcher for EquiSearch when needed.
Oh, nice.
And I've never seen anything come for Lena. And it was very interesting to me that it hasn't been coordinated so far after, January, February. So I'm at a loss, and I think they are too. They have no idea.
They called off, or they canceled like the Amber Alert, right? Or did they? Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know if they have an active Amber.
Oh, let me see. I thought there was something that they. Amber Alert discontinued. Let me verify it though. Yeah, it says San Antonio Police and the Texas Department of Public Safety discontinued the Amber Alert for 3-year-old Lena Kill Friday. Which I don't know. I just never heard of that happening before. I mean, I guess it can happen. I guess if they find a kid or whatever, but just thought it strange. Like, why would they cancel it?
Right.
Or discontinue?
Because they probably don't have any more tips or leads to suggest anyone can look for a specific thing. Because if you think about it, if time passes, they're not going to be seeing what they should at the very first 48 hours. It's really not going to help, right?
Right.
So it's unfortunate. But the thing is that I don't understand why the parents did not call the police until an hour and a half later. That always bugged me.
Yeah. Really bizarre story, because I from what I can remember, I thought the mother said she had she'd left Lena by herself to go inside. I don't remember to do what. And she comes back and she's gone.
It changed. So
it was
like
2 stories, right? There was 2 different stories.
Water, going to get some water for the little one and her, and then it was like a diaper, which is ironic. But the biggest thing I want to say before hopping off is that, you know, all the recordings that have been collected and all of the public recordings where she went on Twitter Space, it has changed from having 6 neighbors see him to 4 to none to being on camera to not being on
Michael
camera.
Vaughn, his mother, right, Brandy?
Right.
So there was a lot that's happened here that I haven't followed, but like what you're saying is what I've heard other people say, that there's just been inconsistencies and changes in the story. It would be interesting if somebody were able to clip small portions of that. It'd probably take a while and just put everything together, like the inconsistencies back to back. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody's
I'm working on it now. It's been like 3 months and then
yeah, I'm sure it's going to take time because those spaces are probably long too, right? A couple hours.
Some of them are like an hour and a half to 3 hours, and there's little bitty 50-minute ones in between. So yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You guys make sure you go check out True Crime with Eve. Put the link in the description and in the chat, and support some of the creators coming up. She's been covering some of these stories, missing persons. So,
thank you, Mel. Thank you, chat. Y'all need to join as a member because it's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, that was nice. I saw she joined Discord the other day, and then TLC told me a little bit about her. And it's nice to get some perspective from somebody that's like been in the trenches covering the story. Like I said, when this story first came out, I got completely turned off after the cops stopped putting out information, and I think they let the story just go stale. But I guess they had to do whatever they had to do to protect whatever. I guess they felt that was going to be effective. And yeah. So I think I'm going to see what we do next. I think maybe what we'll do is I'll timestamp the opening statements if you guys want to see that whole honor killing thing. I think it might be interesting to at least check it out. Maybe, I don't know if tonight's a good night to do it, but maybe tomorrow. And then we can decide, do we want to follow this thing or not? I haven't been following the Parkland thing too much. We were kind of doing it, but it didn't seem like people were interested on the channel. And it's really like sad and tragic the entire time. It's just horror. You know, people screaming, crying, bullets. You hear everything from the bits and pieces that I saw. Let me get the membership chats real quick too. So again, True Crime, thank you for True Crime with Eve. Thank you for becoming a member. Karen Canada, thank you for becoming a member. I got to do a new members video. The last one I did actually made public, but I got to do a new one. I got to start getting back into that. ASCH, thank you for the membership. Don't forget to hit the like button. 10 months. Amazing. Xana May, thank you for the membership. 10 months. Don't forget to become a member of an awesome community. Rebecca Jones, thank you for the membership. 4 months. Bloop, bloop. The Gift and the Curse, thank you for the membership. Thumbs up. And that's it. Thank you. Parkland jury is visiting the school tomorrow. For real? What? Hearts Wild said I'm watching both. Yeah, I don't know. This Michael thing is weird, and so is the Lena story. I remember some people with Lena too were thinking like maybe they sent her back to the country or something. That was like speculation.
Knowing when I've
it's been a while too since I checked on Harmony Montgomery. Thanks, you. We'll come back. I don't feel it. I don't feel the vibes for a chase today. I don't feel it coming. But if a chase does come, I'll jump on. I want to try to do a mix of like the true crime, missing persons content, and also the having fun and doing the chases when we can. And by the way, there's no more strikes in the channel. Amazing. No more strikes. Everything's gone. For a while, it was kind of hairy because we had 2 strikes on the channel at one point. The whole thing could have been gone. Everything could have been gone. Where is Michael's bio dad? I believe that is his bio father. The guy that's been quiet the entire time until now. Well, he was talking in Twitter, I guess, Twitter Spaces. She was told she didn't have to take a poly and even offered. Oh, True Crime says that. Damn, Cody Bigsby, yeah. I don't know. The last that we saw was the family pressure, which was pretty interesting. Yeah, I need to make a backup channel. You got to behave now. I was kind of thinking maybe we don't have to behave. Maybe we can have fun. No, we'll still be kind of cautious. There's certain videos that I can't play anymore that I used to. Like we used to go on Reddit and have fun and play all the different random videos, but it's just too like risky. I think the last 2 strikes were because of that, because playing Reddit videos. That's something we could do like on a backup channel, maybe. So, all right, I guess I'm going to head out for now, man. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please hit the like button on the way out. We'll keep following. I really want to do that other missing person, bring a new story, but I don't know. It's just unfortunate. There's no audio, like no audio of the press conference. I mean, what's the point of this press conference and they didn't put it out? Just bizarre. Hopefully she turns up safe. But, all right, you guys have a good night. Take care. Peace. Adios. Maybe we'll be back later. Who knows?